Good morning. It's June 3rd, 2025, and I'm just getting home from the Kamloops Galaxy Psychic Fair, and my voice is a little bit out there, to be honest. It got worked out pretty good this week. It was wall to wall people. It was so incredible. Just people really looking for some direction, some hope. So I wanted to come on and we're going to do this every week where we're going to do a reading for the week and kind of maybe some words of wisdom and some insight into what is going on. I do follow politics in Canada quite closely, not the regular politics on the news, but I do follow what's actually going on. So, for example, the Liberals yesterday they're getting forced to table a budget. Really, that is awesome in the spring. So they have to have one before they go on vacation. I think that's amazing. I think that's so exciting. Like, hello, we get to hold our government to account. That's so great. And the Conservatives and the NDP and the Bloc Québécois, they help that to have that happen. So let's just do a reading really quickly. So I'm going to use the Osho Zen deck because, of course, I've used that for years, since 2000. If you get a reading from me, you will get a reading using this deck. My very good friend and really a mentor, she introduced me to this, and that's Debbie Sanctuary in Maple Ridge. She's not there anymore, but she introduced me to this deck in 2000 and love her. She's an amazing psychic and medium, has done lots of work for people. A little shout out to her. Anyway, not that she needs one because she definitely doesn't. She's a very busy girl. Anyway, so here's the first card. So we're going into that again, this receptivity card. And the receptivity card is about really connecting with that feminine energy. The feminine energy is all about that spiritual side. It's not about doing. So you really aren't a human doing anyway. You're a human being. And so when we really focus on that energy, we can allow ourselves to heal. Canada needs help. You need help. I need help in healing. And it's the feminine energy that's really going to support that for sure. The next card that I pull is the guilt card. And so guilt is the second lowest vibration that you can feel. And that vibration, we often hear of people talking about how to raise the vibration so they attract to them what they want. So that attraction, when you're feeling guilt, and it brings that guilt down, or that vibration down, pretty hard to get $100 an hour job when you're only thinking at a $10 an hour job. So that guilt just brings the vibration down. So it's about, how do you get rid of guilt? You deal with whatever it is that's making you feel guilty, quote unquote. Not that anything can make you feel guilty, but sometimes our ego likes to lie to us and say we should feel guilty for whatever. So I want you to think about what it is that you have that emotion, and then deal with it, whatever it is that you need to deal with. Like, just handle it in the best way that you can. Sometimes we can't because that person is already crossed over or whatever. So then write a letter and burn it. Release that energy that you have. If the person's alive, do what you can to have a conversation with them and see if you're at fault, then make it right. The Honeybee song by Blake Shelton, I kept singing that in my head all weekend. Life is short, make it sweet. Not a bad way to live your life. Life is short, make it sweet. Anyway, so the next card that I'm gonna pull is this card here, this one right here, mastery. So it's time to become the masters of our own life, the masters of our own destiny. I mean, we already are. I mean, we think that lots of different things are going on, but the truth of the matter is, you chose this lifetime. You chose this life to be exactly as it is. And so when you think about it that way, it's like, okay, got it. I'm just looking now at the reflection of the glass in my eyes, and it's like, okay, that might not be so great for you, but anyway, if that happens, I'll work on that a little bit more. Anyhow, so really focusing on mastering your own world, and being okay being in your own world. I am very grateful that at this stage of the game in my life, I get to live in a beautiful neighborhood. I get to drive a nice car. I get to do a job that I love. An absolute, it's not a job, it is an absolute calling. I get to teach. I get to, be part of that spiritual energy. And it's not that I didn't work hard to get here. I did. We started this in 2000, 25 years of you're a witch, yeah, all kinds of different names being called, only to now just really appreciating those gifts and really understanding that perhaps I can help one person. And that is the key. This weekend we had lots of tears, lots of laughs. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I'm going to find the sarcastic, no nonsense approach to most things. And I even brought the dowsing rods this weekend too. So I will be bringing them to Kelowna and to Vancouver. It just added a lightness to some pretty serious situations that, again, not to detract from those situations, but to lighten them up a little bit so that you can just lessen that load and lessen that and know that it's going to be okay. You really are going to be okay. This too shall pass. So important to remember. And if you can change it, do. I always give the serenity prayer to come into play because sometimes we can't change things. That's the truth. And so having the courage to go, okay, I can't change that. Now what am I going to do? And that, sometimes that's the next best step, the next best thing. Anyway, I thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and we will talk again soon next week for sure. Or come and see us at the Kelowna Psychic Fair. They also have one in Vernon that's happening. And I did get asked about, well, how do we know these people are the greatest, greatest? Why come to a psychic fair? Here's why I'm so grateful to be part of this psychic fair, and actually any psychic fair, really doesn't matter. But this particular one, some of us have been together for the last 5 weeks. Some of them have been together for a lot longer. So their energy's connected. That's that. And then, so if you have 20, 25, 30, psychics in a room from all over Canada, so it's like the best of the best in Canada. And anyway, not that there aren't other great ones out there. Please don't hear that. It's not about being the best. I know some people get upset by that whole conversation. What makes us the best is that we have this combination of energy. We blend our energy, and it's not a conscious thing. It's a very subconscious thing. So you have a blended energy. I know that my mediumship skills have gone off the charts as a result of being in that energy. So you're going to get the messages that you're going to get are going to be so much more clear as a result, because we are all connected in that room. And that is our primary focus, is to deliver to you the best reading that we can. And I think when you have that, you have an amazing amount of people, you have an amazing group of people. And that's what I believe that Galaxy Psychic Fairs brings to the table. So if you're looking for some direction, if you're looking for some insight, wanting to connect with some loved ones that have crossed over, it is heartbreaking the number of people that have crossed over lately. And so you need to know, maybe want to know whether they're safe or whether what's going on with them, making sure that they crossed over, because sometimes I've had a couple where they haven't. And so supporting them to cross over. Anyway, so come and see us at the Kelowna Psychic Fair, or next weekend at the Vancouver Psychic Fair. I believe that's going to be in Surrey, the Vancouver one. So at the Sheraton Guildford, and the one in Kelowna is at the Sandman. So just on the main strip there. So anyway, I hope to see you soon. We'll take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.